Countless contestants have achieved fame through shows like American Idol and The X Factor, but not every story has had a happy ending. Curious to know what happened to one of American Idol's brightest stars? Keep watching for the tragic details. As one of the first breakout talents in the first season of The Voice in 2011, singer Beverly McClellan helped make the show a hit. Her passionate audition performance of Janis Joplin's Piece of My Heart earned the interest of judges Adam Levine and Christina Aguilera. She opted to join the latter's team and made it all the way to the final four of the competition. After The Voice, McClellan scored a couple of minor hits with Lovesick and The Thrill Is Gone. She also collaborated and toured with major acts like Steve Vai, in addition to playing shows on her own accord all across the country. According to USA Today, doctors diagnosed McClellan with stage 3 endometrial cancer in March 2018. The disease metastasized, spreading to her colon, bladder, and intestines. While hospitalized for treatment, McClellan died on October 31, 2018, at the age of 49. Janice Freeman was a formidable competitor and talented singer, evident from her debut performance on The Voice in 2017. Freeman got 2 judges to turn around to extend an offer to join their team. Miley Cyrus and Jennifer Hudson were both wowed by her stirring cover of Imagine Dragons' Radioactive as her blind audition piece. Freeman ultimately went with Cyrus.
You are just everything that I could have ever imagined having on my team. I just love you so much.
She subsequently proved adept at a number of styles, performing songs by Etta James, Brandi Carlile, and Collective Soul. She made it all the way to the top 11 before elimination. Freeman discussed her health history during her time on The Voice, which included a cervical cancer diagnosis in 2012 and living with the chronic condition lupus. According to a tweet from her family on her account, Freeman was rushed to a hospital after collapsing at home, following severe pneumonia and a blood clot that had lodged in her heart. Freeman died at the age of 33 in 2019. Already a YouTube star as a teenager thanks to her powerful covers of Miley Cyrus songs, Christina Grimmie made one of the most auspicious debuts in the history of The Voice. She auditioned with Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, earning a chair turnaround from all 4 of the show's celebrity panelists, who all wanted Grimmie on their team. The singer ultimately finished in 3rd place, but still became one of the most successful acts to emerge from the show, scoring hit singles, landing a recording contract, and winning iHeartRadio's Rising Star competition. According to the Orlando Sentinel, Grimmie played a concert in Orlando on June 10, 2016, and during a meet and greet after show, she was approached by a man named Kevin Loibel, a fan who was fixated on her and insisted that he'd one day marry the singer. He then pulled out a gun and began to fire. Grimmie's brother, who was standing right there with her, leapt into action.
Investigators say Grimmie's brother immediately tackled the gunman to the floor, and that's when the suspect shot himself dead.
Hours later, Grimmie died from injuries suffered in the attack. She was 22. Unlike most other TV talent shows, America's Got Talent opens its stage and star-making machinery to more than just belters and divas. In Season 4, the series welcomed Jay Phillips, who represented a throwback to the late 80s in both presentation and talent. With teased-out hair and flamboyant costumes, he played glam metal on a keyboard draped around his neck. Despite his infectious charisma and undeniable musicianship, Phillips was quickly eliminated from contention, but returned to America's Got Talent 8 years later.
What's up, America? I'm JJ. I'm back on AGT!
Unfortunately, he didn't make it past the quarterfinals. Outside of his solo stints on America's Got Talent, Phillips played with the band Metal Mafia. On November 30th, 2021, the group's Instagram account broke the news that Phillips had died. The statement read, "It is with great sadness we inform you all of the loss of our bandmate, brother, and friend. It still doesn't feel real." Phillips' friend, Seth Lawless, told The Wrap that 5 days prior, the musician's girlfriend discovered him unresponsive and that he died in his sleep at home following a COVID-19 diagnosis. Phillips was 30. Tremendously gifted and boasting a high-level stage presence, Skilyr Hicks auditioned for Season 8 of America's Got Talent at age 14. She performed an original, gut-wrenching piece about the death of her estranged father.
A few years ago, my dad, he passed away, and that was a really difficult time for me.
Demonstrably moved, judges moved Hicks along to the next round, where she sang another self-penned song, Second Chance. Hicks didn't advance any further on America's Got Talent, but she made headlines after her time on the show for personal and criminal issues. She was arrested on domestic violence charges in 2017 and underage drinking in 2018. On December 6, 2021, Hicks was discovered lifeless and unresponsive in the home of a friend. Chief Deputy Chad Brooks of the Pickens County Sheriff's Office told TMC that authorities believe Hicks likely died of a drug overdose, as her body was discovered on a bathroom floor with narcotics and paraphernalia nearby. Hicks was 23. Unlike the pop-centric American Idol, judges and audiences for America's Got Talent can expect a wider range of vocal talent. Take, for example, Neal E. Boyd, the winner of the competition series' third season in 2008, on the strength of his resonant, operatic-style singing.
What kind of music you sing?
I sing opera.
You sing opera. Wonderful.
In the wake of his victory, Boyd released My American Dream in 2009, which reached number 3 on Billboard's classical chart and included the singer's take on classic arias, patriotic songs, and show tunes. Boyd performed God Bless the USA at the 2012 Republican National Convention and later unsuccessfully ran for a seat in the Missouri General Assembly. According to CNN, Boyd died at his mother's home in Sikeston, Missouri on June 10, 2018. Per a Facebook fundraising request posted a few weeks earlier, Boyd was in a physical therapy program to help him recover from a serious May 2017 car accident that nearly ended his life. According to the coroner's office report, Boyd died from a combination of liver problems, kidney failure, and heart failure. He was 42. When he decided to audition for the 2017 season of America's Got Talent, 29-year-old Brandon Rogers was a doctor, finishing up his residency in family practice at Riverside Brentwood Medical Center in Newport News, Virginia.
I am a doctor, actually.
Ooh.
But he still didn't want to completely shut the door on pursuing his other love, singing, and gave that televised singing competition a try. Dr. Rogers earned raves from all 4 judges for his audition piece, Stevie Wonder's Ribbon in the Sky.
Your vocal is stunning. Stunning.
He easily earned a pass to continue in the competition, but he wouldn't get the chance to see it through. After his audition, but before he could return to America's Got Talent to tape any more episodes, Rogers resumed his studies and medical work in Virginia. In the early morning hours of June 10, 2017, he was riding as a passenger in a car when the driver fell asleep at the wheel and struck a tree. Rogers died the next day from internal injuries suffered in the accident. He was 29. Seattle singer Leah LaBelle successfully auditioned for the 3rd season of American Idol in 2004. She quickly advanced through the early rounds with her smooth and soulful covers of Whitney Houston, Al Green, and the Supremes songs, ultimately landing as a finalist in the top 12. However, she was eliminated after receiving the least number of votes after singing the Supremes' You Keep Me Hanging On. LaBelle subsequently signed to So-So Def Recordings and recorded and released several EPs, samplers, and singles. Around 2:30 a.m. on January 31, 2018, LaBelle was riding in the passenger seat of a Range Rover driven by her husband, retired NBA player Razul Butler, when he lost control of the vehicle. It ran through parking meters and a wall at a high speed, as much as 3 times above the speed limit before coming to a stop. Los Angeles police pronounced Butler and LaBelle dead at the scene. The singer was 31. Rickey Smith compared his velvety vocals to that of R&B star Brian McKnight, which he backed up by making it into the final top 12 round of Season 2 of American Idol in 2003 by singing McKnight's One Last Cry. After advancing with performances of songs by Earth, Wind & Fire and Lionel Richie, he ultimately finished in 8th place, behind the likes of Ruben Studdard and Clay Aiken. Following his elimination, Smith remained in Los Angeles for a couple of years and nearly recorded an album. When it didn't pan out, he returned to his hometown of Oklahoma City. In the early morning hours of May 6, 2016, Smith was driving eastbound on I-240 when his vehicle was struck at a high speed by Gerardo Cerda Jr., who was driving a pickup truck in the wrong direction. Smith was pronounced dead on the scene, suffering multiple blunt force impact injuries, according to the Oklahoma office of the chief medical examiner. Corey Sutter, a barber and longtime friend of Smith, said of his death,
"Never knew that was going to be the last time I seen him.
and he's the best person I ever met in my life.
Joanne Borgella wasn't just an aspiring pop and R&B singer. She had a knack for parlaying her talents and abilities into doing well on TV reality shows. In 2005, she won the first season of the televised plus-size beauty pageant and modeling contest Monique's Fat Chance, and subsequently signed with Wilhelmina Models. Borgella sang too, and she made it to the top 24 of American Idol in its 7th season in 2008. She performed Dionne Warwick's I Say a Little Prayer, but was ultimately eliminated. According to ABC News, Borgella was diagnosed with endometrial cancer in 2013, which spread to her chest. She underwent multiple radiation treatments, one as late as fall 2014, but they didn't effectively stop the disease. According to a Facebook post from Borgella's family, the singer died on October 18, 2014. She was 32. Born and raised in Perth, Australia, Michael Johns aspired to be a professional tennis player before he discovered music at age 15 and decided to be a singer. After moving to the United States, he played solo gigs and joined a band, then under his real name, Michael E. He signed with Maverick Records, which didn't release his album until after he made it to American Idol for its 7th season in 2008. At the time of his audition, he was 28, nearly the oldest a contestant could be under the show's bylaws. Johns finished in 8th place and thereafter resumed his recording career. Johns died in Orange County, California on August 1, 2014. Reports initially claimed that a blood clot in the singer's ankle caused by a leg injury led to his death. The official report from the Orange County Coroner's Office cited the cause of death as dilated cardiomyopathy, of which the fatal symptoms are improper blood flow and an enlarged heart. Johns was 35. In addition to singing, Freddie Combs was a minister. In 2012, he auditioned for the 2nd season of Fox's The X Factor by singing an inspirational secular hymn, Bette Midler's Wind Beneath My Wings, which he dedicated to his wife, Kay Combs. His tremendous performance moved the studio audience to a standing ovation, and judges offered their support to help Combs in his pursuits, although he didn't make it much further than the next round of competition. At the time that he competed on The X Factor, Combs was coming off a dramatic weight loss program, having shed nearly 400 pounds, as documented on the TLC reality show Ton of Love.
It's not always easy trying to fit into this world, but together, we're working on getting our lives back.
He still lived with health issues, and he performed with the use of a wheelchair. On September 10, 2021, Combs died in a Florida hospital after suffering kidney failure. He was 49. Even in the original season of American Idol, which quietly debuted as a Fox summer replacement series in 2002, some contestants bristled against the pop and adult contemporary styles the show heavily pursued. Nikki McKibbin was the first successful non-pop singer in American Idol, winning a large contingent of voters with her rock-meets-soul-oriented covers of rock songs made famous by legendary female artists. Visually striking for her loud fashions and brightly dyed hair, McKibbin almost won the whole thing, finishing in 3rd place, behind Kelly Clarkson and Justin Guarini. After parting ways with Sony Music over creative differences, McKibbin released her debut record, Unleashed, on indie label Genoa Music in 2007. According to an October 31, 2020 Facebook post by McKibbin's husband, the singer suffered a brain aneurysm. Doctors saw zero chance of recovery, but they kept McKibbin on life support machines so as to prepare her organs for donation, per the pop star's documented wishes. On November 1st, just 3 days after her aneurysm, McKibbin was taken off life support and she died soon thereafter. McKibbin was 42. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration's 24/7 National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-4357.